kaddu bi mu doon war a garal dool di jël askan bi jàkkaarloo ñoom ndax yàlla may na ko mu dégg olof soose ak yooyu mun a wax nit ñi ci làkk yi ñu dégg kàllaama yi ndax moom gis nga diggante bi mu wanee ne dara amut fi ak diggante bi léeg-léeg ñëwee ne dara am na fi xam nga dafa dina xaw a jaxase ndax nit la rek ku nekk di nga foogee nii ku nekk di nga waaye est-ce que ndax ñun liñ foog loolu moo xew ñun suñu xalaat rek la ñoo joxe waaye dama ne man su doon man la si suma xalaat nii laa ko doon di doxalee damaa dem waxtaan ak borom kër ne ko lii day feeñ na waaye foogaloo ñu tegeegum bii ñu waxeegum bii waaye da nga gis ne loolu si boppam doo mun a xam exactement lan moo tax ñu bàyyi président waxee nii ba pare bële ñëw su ku nekkat sa xel dina xaw a door di lënta ngay laajte lan la waaye lan la nag ansa bi ñëwagut su ku nekk sa xel dafa door di rabat boor bu nekk nga bugg a xam waaye xëy na comme li ñoo wax ne li ci kanam rawut bët suñ demee doxee ba si kanam dinañ xam lu tax tëralin bi demee woon noonu ndax ñi amee wàlla boobu xëy na dinañ ñu ko leeral ne soo gisee ñu bàyyi woon lii xew lii tamit ñëw xew lii la su du ma bugg a comme li ma dee wax rek spéculer wax loo xam ne leerut la dañoo bëgg lu ñoo wax rek mu nekk loo xam ne lu ñu leer la am na fu ñu sukkandeku moo gën di wax loo xam ne da ngaa réeral nit ñi wala di wax loo xam ne da ngaa suufeel sa bopp wala nga tuutil sa bopp nit ki baax na looy wax rek toujours mu nekk lu wér ndax jamono biñ toll nii xat-xat la jamono biñ toll nii soxlawul dara ndax li ma wax feebar bi xamut couleur feebar bi xamut diina feebar bi xamut frontière gisut kenn ki mu jàpp rek kooku la ñu wala foo bokka foo bàyyee ko xamu ko soo liñ soxla jamono bi mooy ñun ñëpp lu ñoo boole ñu nekk benn duñ gis dara lu dul gis suñ doomi réew ñu xeex jàngoro bi ba mu fi génn ci jàmm.
point boobu am na solo bu baax a baax ñu jaajëfale dinañ ñëwaat si yow waaye ma ñëw tamit si Mr Koma wax nga ko si sa English version bi ne nañ toppa the right source mooy ministry bu health mooy ministry bu saytu wàllu wér-gu-yaram bi gis nañ jigéen bi nga xamante ne nii moom moo am virus bi si Gambia fii nii si flight la nekkoon mu jógee Angleterre UK ñëw si Gambia bi te am na ñu nekkaloon si biir flight bi gis nañ tamit ministry of health nguur gi génne nañ statement pour wane ñoo xamante ni ñu ngi woon si plane bi na gaay wane seen boppa ñu dem pour ñu check ndax ñoom tamit amuñ virus bi because ñoo nekkoon si biir plane bi according to yow noo nekk di waxee ñu follow the right source ndax am nga jot nga benn information with regards to ñu nekkaloon si plane bi ndax report nañ seen boppa
man maa ngi defa pour laaka si soose pour fo de ñoo xam ne
waaw
tamit
that's fine
comme yaa fa ñaame akum mayata le bari yalon kibaro akum mayata be di la seneya hadama dingol nimbe ñin temboto ike lamoy mollele jikita mel la ko mel ñanta ka diamu noye man sakunda la fanna membe bari molla jata kende yala ani la bala kende ya ko la wala ministry of health ya ngamo radio to bi ko iko mo worawlol fanale ye be jele ye dol ye tesle e man corona jeto na man ke nyin doti ye même fo news to bare ngi kam folem ko kibaro nabe dila anyanta ka mol sabatinde la mol hakilo tankunde anal bebe ku kilin kono man sakunda kilin kono kibaro men nyanta bola mol bulu anyanta ka kilin net president wala do kula la ministati adon kunu ngafo janne ko nyin kondinke o membe siri mara karona même fo jan ko ninin ko be o nyama jannim president bala kibaro di la banko la ka mori asoka itande mol la ko nin sasa me ka fate mo man nyen naka kije fara ku soto je mo nyana na late ku soto la je ko kayro be sabata banko kan e mol jele ko jikita mel la ko sa soto no bari e kisi kisi ya je ma soto nko nyin ko bu ka tariano nyam asike nyaaw nya ni minister so bitawala ko men yemem fo si lo lebi jata si o fono president nyaadi le janni obe o kuma si fa fola banko e badia seke kuma fulate hakilol si wali mole sobo soto muna nan nyin doye nyim fa man hani mini dantan si nyim doye nyim fu bare ka fula ko jibonde ngo buka kono o ko tambital bare ya maro men badila mol anin Gambia dingol la wolem ko mole sabati ni ku ye kumpa e free toll number soto le 1025 me ya lon ko ete kodi jola telefono na be bul lek e be wole mala rek ye la fra ko kulo na nyin corona kuoto e lafta lon na be mankuto momento jumal le asoro fa ko be wajabi kan fa be landa tambi kan fo nyaado nyama bita ka won nyama e salo wala fisa nka mirato kumol modol ka mira ko nini e muta duron wo muyta la kira silole yelet na e muta be fala hani tuba bol mele ya lon ko la kisi kisro ani la karon ni jata kende ala karola si a warata ya itandile ko ite fo men sa courant soto no til tan ni nana sa tan no jato kono e man kuje me ya itandile ko be sa saren nim face mask men kadu ya nati pour wolle abe mella fo ya confirm ka bel e jikita ko abe wolla pour ni wol totota o iti sota e kan adi modol bari ko men ngaje ni banko kam mol ka kul landa tambi kel e se mol de be wala hani ko be katara mola ka fo 10 meters 5 meters mbe moto ko non ka fu mole e ka fu 5 meters je e ma fa fanam 5 meters ni katara mola be mutala ko ngo ku si fal bula nga nyo ma koy mbe tembo men to sain comme ni afo couleur te jang site jang amang class long wala ma malon ko nyinem fentioti nyinem foirote nyine 40 nyine mallondi soto ay mel lo wala ko ay mem muta ay wala muta adu abuka to mo anyanta ka bel muta adu buka le ba soto no dame bar ben hakilol tula man sakunda ni ministry of health mel man tan na jata kende ay ko mem fo ye landin bulo ani yamarol men ke moliol mutaba wala ka fon jankundi hada madi ngola jankunya e fon la jankundi nya ya make sure yo kanta bake ni bita dulal to fana iman haaju soto dulal men to mo tallulu mo keme biji adu la hatije kanata dulal to mele alon ko l'hôpital bundal le mete ani ni mo jara bundal adu la haaju tuje kanata je adu ni we bulo di la molla a make sure wato wadi hand sanitizer is terrible ni alon ko la ite bulo baldino la mol ni bulo di mol la famet e bulo ta ya sanitize o eta dulato ya jele man sakunda e dulal welondele pour mol be bulo kula dame minawo fanan kacha ko na dulato modol fanal be nyanta ko kala business manol ila do ko fel gambia din kendol alla do ko fel ni mol be la kulet mo kana si ya be fo batu la man sakunda bul tonya nsi mbulo chodi no elal adum ba chodi lelal bari nyin ko tambita bulu chodo lal abe jame gambia dingol be tamu nyinti mo be business o kono ila wato le sita to chibba ko len ka kumurundi banku dingol la meliati ne tra business o be yiri waka ni hadi ka profit ni wol men soto kuke mole ba membe kala ni bare lolte ni liquid soap yake public areas sol mo sita mi no da yebulo jankundi pour akana waje
point you tamit important ne dina ci ñew bëgg na laaj Mr Abubakar Prince because as part with communications as a senior government communications officer do you gis nañ you can choose either to respond in Wolof or Mandinka your choice gis nañ Ministry of Health mu génne statement mu dem si National TV mu génne statement gis nañ tamit président bi mu génne statement within a very short period of time te président bi lu mu wax dafa contradict ministre bi lu mu wax dafa contradict lu président bi da wax da nga foog ne there is a breakdown of communication as with regards to your experience.
Thank you very much. I have to apologize with local language because 21 years in German.
Okay.
I've been speaking German more than English.
Yeah.
So I would like to stay in English, as the official language, to be on the safer side before I say something
totally
wrong
understandable,
in Mandinka. In an informal setting I can speak. Yeah, what you said, I mean, that is an information flow, and this is something, as the gentleman say, his opinion is reasonable. But this is something that we have to wait and do proper investigation. What happened? Where there is an internal breakdown in communication. And the standard practice, as we all know, whether in Europe, in America, in mature democracies, I mean, such issues, of course, the president is always informed. He's the most informed citizen in the country, and access to information, something of this important nature, reaches him faster. So what went wrong? Why is it that, the confirmation came after the president's speech? This is something that we cannot speculate. So we need to find out from the channel. We, at the Office of the Government Spokesman or Spokesperson or the Department of Information Service, we are the center of excellence for public awareness and then effective communication. So if the ministries and the departments approach us, we guide them, we advise them. So in this case, I mean, we were not in the picture. We saw the the speech being leaked, and I wrote a Facebook note that people should wait for the president to speak, because that speech that was leaked, it's attributed to the president, but professionally speaking, I wouldn't have relied on it, because the source is not known, the insignias of state are missing, the emblem of the state is missing, the address of the office of the president or the department or the technical unit in charge is missing. It was just a statement by the president. So that's why I advise these people to wait until when the president has spoken. So when the president spoke and this thing came in, and this is something that we need to find out what went wrong, so that it's a learning curve.
When it comes to the gaps of information sharing between the president and the Minister of Health, Is it possible to attribute this to maybe internal confusion as a result of the pandemic itself in Gambia?
Now, we have to understand now we've inherited some structural deficits when it comes to information. For the last 22 years, information has been seen as sort of a no-go area. So our institutions are not used to that system of responding swiftly to public demand. But reforms are taking place. The Freedom of Information Act is coming up, and it's going to give them the chance to open up. So maybe there's a breakdown in communication somewhere, which we cannot, until unless we dig to find out what went wrong, we cannot reach a conclusion. But it's an inheritance issue. Governments before were not used to sharing information fast. And these inheritances are there, and then we are carrying them along, but which I believe will be filtered along the line.
Institutions in the Gambia are responding to the call of banning of all public gathering, for example, done by President yesterday. And today, one of them is the National Assembly. Prior to the calling of a session by the National Assembly today, actually the Assembly was preoccupied as to what should be done with regards to the border control. They discussed why should the borders be left open or why should they be closed. This was a discussion at the National Assembly until today when the Speaker of the National Assembly said that in line with government order for banning of all public gathering, no session should take place. So, Sandik, I start with you on a round of analysis on the banning of public gathering. What constitutes public gathering? The National Assembly is part of it, right?
Yes, you cannot exclude the
And you expect them to be part of it?
Of course. They cannot be excluded because look at the number of people that are assembled there coming from their respective constituencies and the gallery. So that constitutes a public gathering. Going forward, the pronouncement and the measures taken are very positive. Because those are mechanisms or modalities used to control or manage the spread. That is why, at least, this is just a pronouncement, and the measure is just temporal. Because you never know. We can go in between when we see an improvement. The government say, okay, now everybody could go back to their normal business. If we have a crisis, extension could happen. So these are things that could happen.
Yeah, I think we will get to the message of the National Assembly because I think the information came in such a way that sessions have been suspended until further notice, and based on condition, this could be extended. Let's see what the Speaker of the National Assembly said.
All of us express concern about the state of affairs. Some even went to the extent of what you suggest that the borders be closed. And in view of the seriousness of the situation at hand, and the fact that public gatherings have been suspended for the time being, I want to use our standing orders 2019, clause 13, dealing with adjournments, to suspend the first sitting of this first ordinary session in the 2020 legislative year until further notice.
Suspension of public gatherings should last for 3 weeks, and now we are in a situation where the coronavirus is creating some sort of confusion. So 3 weeks is something that the Gambia could wait for?
No, personally, I don't agree. I can agree with the shutting down of public gathering, but not that of the National Assembly.
Why?
Because it is an important organ of the government. It is just like saying shutting down the courts. So, or shutting down the executive, let the cabinet do it. And these issues demand proactiveness and emergencies. And when emergencies arise, like there are certain type of amounts of money when you want to raise it, the National Assembly have to be involved. Now, the speech of the president yesterday, he said he authorized the Ministry of Finance to swiftly arrange funds for the pandemic. How are the funds going to be arranged? I think that if the funds are to be arranged, at least something has to be tabled in front of the lawmakers.
It has to be legalized.
It has to go through this bureaucratic system of ours. So if you close the National Assembly for 3 weeks, that means in 3 weeks they can't discuss anything.
Yeah,
So during that, that's why I said during the president's speech, he should have been specific that this amount was set aside. And I said it is late because it should have been there in place so that if the outbreak comes, it will not catch you unawares. You just go and tap the funds directly and use it immediately.
Okay.
But now these processes of going to and fro, the National Assembly, definitely I think, yes, the gallery, if there are going to be control mechanisms, they should control the gallery coming to the National Assembly.
We'll come for recommendation, but since Abubakar Sankano is here, do you share the same opinion with Nyaurung that the National Assembly should definitely continue working?
Yeah, you see, what you have to understand is that, in Gambia we have a state which has 3 arms of government. The National Assembly on the Masadu goes on a recess. That doesn't stop the government from working. It's the institution. And we have an executive presidency, and it's the executive that implements. The parliaments meet 2 or 3 times in a year. They go, but the government still functions. So closing the National Assembly for 3 weeks is not different from them going on vacation for 3 weeks. So and we're in an exceptional situation where the president, as the executive authority, chief executive, he has powers to act in an emergency situations. So he has an executive order that empowers him to make certain decisions. Of course, we'll report to the National Assembly. And when they say that the National Assembly is going on a recess, because it doesn't mean it's closing totally. There is a standing committee on health, standing committee on finance, which can meet, and advise, and then the Minister of Health can inform them or the sections of the government. Closing down doesn't mean that they are parking shop and going home. It's an essential institution that will still be operating. But like the public gathering that we are seeing, it might not be there, but it will still function. Even the courts now are going on a break, but they still function.
Yeah, just that the recession is coming at a time when the assembly, according to the speaker, that was discussing on a very important report, that is the inspection of border posts and the recommendations. That was being discussed just a day before, and then we expected that more issues are on the table. So still, does it constitute a reason for, recession again? That
can still be going on because there is a special committee that's being in that. The issue of border, like, this is another topic. People are saying that the border should be closed and everything. We'll talk about that. But that one is still ongoing, So this one is just the politicians coming to advise, making a political decision, but the technical, professional decisions will be made. There's a technical team that is in charge, and those reports are there. And like I said, there's always flexibility. There's a point whereby the executive can make decisions and then consult the National Assembly. So closing doesn't mean that closing shop and going. Work will still continue at the minimum level.
Mr. Jai, the National Assembly consists of well-educated Gambians, young and old, together there. Why do you think they take such a move?
I think if a total decision was not that very wise, the whole assembly wouldn't consent to it. They would have challenged the speaker for that matter and insist on why they would not go on recess. And I think the understanding should be very clear to us that it's not an entirely shutting down the whole assembly. The permanent staffs are there. Other committees would meet at their own level and deliberate on issues. The closure should be understood from that point of view. It's not an act of shutting down the whole National Assembly whereby nothing absolutely could happen, because it's a very important arm of the state. And as well, the National Assembly members, they also have a stake as far as this pandemic is concerned. They could also use this opportunity to go back to their respective constituency and be part of the foot soldiers who would advocate, who would sensitize, who would inform people of what constitutes this pandemic. How do we fight this pandemic? What are the relevant or vital informations that people need to be consumed? Then they would work on helping their respective constituents to understand the misinformations and the disinformations. They could separate the chaff from the grain easily, because they are authorities that their entire constituents rely on, and they know that the information they would present or they would send out would be very credible information, not speculative information or hearsay information. So these are people that their respective electorates would kindly listen to. So, and I understand that deliberations would still go on from the National Assembly. It's not an entire lockdown of the National Assembly.
Okay, so just to round up this discussion, you also know many institutions, as we know, are closing down because of the presidential order. So one of them that catches our eyes is the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission. TRRC today, held a brief session to shut down transmission at the Dunes Hotel in Kololi until further notice. In fact, for them, by the end of 3 weeks, according to the explanation, it will be like 8 days to the month of Ramadan. So meaning the holiday will be extended to the first week of June. Maybe we listen to chairman of the TRC on that session that they had this morning.
Now, where do we go from here? The president's announcement about the suspension or cancellation of public gatherings affects us. So the Commission is not going to be holding public hearings during this 21-day period that he has announced. The 21-day ban on public gatherings will take us to a date that is only 8 days before the commencement of our Ramadan break that we had approved in the work plan of the Commission. The Commission will therefore commence its proceedings in public hearings the first week of June. Any meetings, public hearings, or certain committee meetings, if they are more than the number that the President has prescribed.
The TRC, and shortly before this information, in fact a day before, the TRC resumed to the 13th session, where the chairman announced that in few months time, that is in October 2020, all public hearings will end, and that the Commission will be preoccupied with making of the reports. So having known now that the Commission is going in for a long form of recession, maybe we start with Sankano. What will happen to the deadline of October when hearings should end officially?
Thank you very much. The TRS has a 2-year mandate, which of course, looking at the realities, we'll wait until October, and then the government will decide what to do. So it depends on the TRRC to tell us whether they can still meet the deadline, or because of these exceptional circumstances like the 21-day break, Ramadan and other things, whether they will need a month or so. That is something that I don't want to preempt any decision.
Yeah,
we wait until when.
In the announcement, we all follow the news, and then the agenda that they presented, you realize that there are a lot of issues like the HIV treatment by former President Yahya Jammeh, the Ghanaian case of Ghanaians, and then a host of other issues, including journalists. So it was a whole list. Now, what is the likelihood, for, based on experience, from the 1 year that is already gone?
Well, I think TRRC is an institution. Apart from the hearing that we hear, they have a team that processes this information. Things goes in parallel. They have committees, reparation committees, investigations. So when they conclude a session, from my understanding, they will sit down and work on those. So they know that, they are conscious of the time frame they have in mind. So along that line, I'm sure they have a work plan that they are working behind the scenes, making sure that, the deadline that is approaching is met, and that all these issues that you raise, about HIV treatment, different issues that are raised will be addressed, and their recommendations will be submitted to the government on time.
Mr. Koma, what's your take on the TRC break? This is a very important commission. It is a transitional justice.
Like they've said, the earlier speakers, the TRRC's issue, the timing issue, this is inevitable. If only they're going by their timeline, maybe by October, that's will end. But it depends on the government. It can be extended. It is not like it is a fixed date that if this date doesn't meet the commission finish their job, they cannot extend it. We've seen that with the other commission before. The actual date that was set, it was extended. So just to do the necessary job and complete whatever task they are assigned to do, when the time comes, the government is going to take the right informed decision to extend their mandate so that the job cannot be haphazardly done. It should be completely done. This one, like the emergency we're talking about warrants closure of public gatherings. And the TRRC, the most important component is the public gallery. The people going out there to see things on their own live, hearing from witnesses and hearing what the council is going to cross-examine witnesses, so on and so forth. So it's very important as we want to fight this pandemic together. I'm in line with the suspension of hearings there.
TRC, National Assembly, and cancellation of a lot of events taking place. Which one is in your mind? It means that is within these 3 weeks, the likelihood is there for one to wake up and realize all government institutions are shut down.
Yeah, I think TRRC is not serving any other entity per se, but the citizenry through the executive. So having a pandemic at hand, having a situation at hand, warrants the CRRC to suspend the public hearing. It's just a temporal measure because, I mean, you don't know who's coming in. Do they have the mechanisms to screen people going there to the gallery? These are issues that comes to mind. So taking this decision, I think it was very apt and it was very necessary for the time being. I think we are at the learning curve. The decision taken is positive across, so that all of us would go back and reassess what do we do next and how do we do it. I think that's something that we need to understand. And TRRC being on temporal break, behind the scenes something is happening. It was made very clear by the chairman. So it doesn't mean it's a lockdown. Something is happening. So it's just the public that they are not inviting there and having witnesses before to make testimonies. But you never know, a witness might be invited to come and at least be cross-examined, be investigated to present his or her own issues before and findings done by the investigators
on the background.
To prepare, yes, so that subsequently something could happen.
We will get to the border. Sorry for cutting you short. We'll
that's okay.
get back to you, but on the border, you know, there is a lot of begging on the border. But before that, we want to break down what we say about the closure quickly, just for the...
He's been raising his hand, I think, for the past 2 minutes.
Border.
No, definitely. I'm saying, you know what they're saying, I understand. When you say it's not total lockdown at the National Assembly, yes, but we are forgetting one thing here. National Assembly select committees are no authority like the National Assembly itself. They are just like a lobbying group that are assigned to a special section of the government. They will hear them out, know their needs, table it, just to make sure that that particular sector gets what they're supposed to get through the National Assembly. They don't make decisions. And even this state of emergency we're talking about, when the time comes, is the National Assembly they're going to pass it, not select committees. I know they will go, they'll have the permanent staff there, but notwithstanding. And they were discussing an important issue that has something to do with the pandemic, that is the borderline. The Gambia have border, they have many entry
Do you think
points.
this is one way to dodge the border closure?
Yeah,
because the National Assembly hasn't taken any...
What people are concerned about, they are hiring many things, and they have to ascertain those things. Now, the airport in Dakar has been closed. The Gambian airport is used as transit point for Senegalese people flying to Senegal. It's been going live, but the government have to come out and clear the air. The entry points are still not closed. And they have been discussing that in the National Assembly. Suddenly they just say the National Assembly is going for recess or whatever for 2-3 weeks. And this is one of the most important. I said, the bigger economies in the world, Western countries, were not able to contain, but that doesn't mean that they didn't have contingency plans. When a pandemic comes, where it will end, the trajectory will change. And as it changes, the government will change course. But not having a plan, failing to plan is planning to fail. Because closing of the border is an important issue that should be discussed. And if the National Assembly are saying that, some are saying, well, there are certain things and modalities that they should follow with sub-regional bodies to ascertain what should be done with the control at the borders. It's important too, so that is baffling me. That is an issue and it's a concern to me, because when issues like this happen, the government don't want to make decisions that are not informed. They will rely on the National Assembly to advise them on informed decision making. Now, if they have a recess, not the select committees can decide for the National Assembly. Okay. So the functions are different. The National Assembly select committees and what the National Assembly main ball or main hall or the membership will decide is not the same. So let's put that at the back of our mind. The permanent staff cannot decide and pass a bill. They cannot extend a mandate. They cannot pass any state of emergency. Yeah, they cannot pass a bill that will create specific funds for this pandemic.
That is a pending subject we'll need to come back at. But I have a question for waaw bëgg naa ñëw si suma prince bi comme ni ko waxee gis nañ si sa post Facebook gis nañ yaa ngi defend government bi comme nu gaay wax yow nga ne according to yow am na jox nga exemple Germany they're like a world superpower te ñooñu sax mënuñoo control seen nit ñi pour bu ñu am virus bi te nga ne exemple tamit gis nañ Gambia ba léegi closing seen border bi c'est gis nañ tamit example country like Canada génne nañ $27 million 5 times more than our annual budget gis nañ gars yi génne nañ loolu noonu pour prevent seen nit ñi pour compenser tamit seen business people si te gis nañ Gambia ba léegi tëjuñ border bi what do you think is delaying the government from making such a decision?
Thank you very much. Well, the issue of border, since yesterday people have been talking about it, and thank you very much for your brilliant exposure, but if needs be, the National Assembly will meet and make certain decisions. That one, don't be worry about that. About the border, a ferry border, I keep telling the people, we are not a country like Germany, which has set aside 25 billion euros to stimulate the economy. Of course, it shocks them, even though it has all advanced medical facilities, its citizens are still being affected, having confirmed cases. But it's another matter. Canada, they have the resources. They have the domestic economy. So Germany can go autonomous for at least a number of months without importing certain things. They can't. Gambia, if you look at it, most of our things are all imported. Before we talk about closing the border, we need to make an inventory. How strong is our foreign reserve to pay for imports? And we have to understand Ramadan is around the corner. All these business people who import rice and commodities, they were planning for Ramadan. They did not plan for this pandemic. And now there's going to be pressure, on our food stock, on our supply. So we have to be very careful. And this one aspect, since yesterday I have been training the people, crossing the border is easy, but not everybody can afford 10 bags of rice. And we see people are now doing panic buying in Gambia. You can buy 10 bags of rice, the next day somebody sneezes, you catch it, you die. So you not eat the rice, somebody will eat that rice. So these are some of the issues we have to be careful. Just because people want border to be closed, government has to get up and close it now. We have to calculate all these factors. And Gambia, our security services are overstretched. Our borders are porous. We can cross Amdalai, Seleti, Sabi and others. But what about, there are villages in the border, one compound in Senegal, one compound in Gambia. There are some houses whereby the borderline across. How do we police that one? If you really want to effectively close the Gambian land border, you have to place a police 1 meter, and we have that capacity, And the airport we are having quarantine system, but it's an airborne disease. You close the border, somebody starting at the Senegal side of the border of Amdallah, he sneezes, that one is an invisible enemy. It flies and catches somebody on the Gambian listings. So these are all issues that I try to engage the people. I hope that my panelists will
yesterday. He's itching to respond.
Yes, I have been an advocate, and what Mr. Sankano is saying, I said it here. That's why I stand at that point all the time. We are all in this together. But like he said, whatever happens in the world, pre-planning is very important. This socio-economic factor he's talking about, yesterday I said it here. You look at the backlash it will have on the economy. Like I told you yesterday, when you say you close open lumos for the provincial Gambia, you virtually killing some of them. Because some of them don't have access to markets. It's only these open lumos weekly or monthly, they do their shoppings. Have their livelihood there. Now when you close those open lumos until after 3 weeks, how are they going to have access to food? And we're talking about re-export. Yes, I agree. They've not planned, but all the businessmen now, for the Ramadan, they have their stock in town. The only thing we need to do is the government try to stop re-exporting. And if people getting rice and maybe you send rice to Guinea-Bissau or Guinea-Conakry, these big trucks vying our roads should be stopped. Because at this trying time, we don't know. People are doing panic buying. Yes, the rich, those people with the affluence can do that. But like me and others who will just go and like buy 5 cups today, tomorrow 5 cups. When this panic buying starts, this skyrocketing of prices in the market, I might not end up making ends meet. And what about the poor woman who will always sell the fish first? The profit from the fish, she will take and buy food and go and cook for the family. But that's why I said, with the package, like he said, Gambia cannot do it. We are not at the same wavelength with Germany. But at least you should have, I said that's why you should have a financial component. That you should have a package for the people who will be affected business-wise. What are going to be their benefits? Even you don't give everybody what they need, but at least a group will be given a certain token so that life will go on. Because there will be life after coronavirus.
So at the meantime, you're convinced that leaving the borders the way they are.
Yeah, because like you said, it's an airborne, you cannot control it, fine. But the tendency of reducing spreading with border closure is more minimal than when the border is not closed. He said it's true. Gambia, some villages, they are just like, you sit here in Kabada, the other side, you just even start following, pursuing somebody, you just jump and go and sit Senegalese side. You can see him like this. Like Caroline Horja here in Kerawan. When you are there, virtually, there are bushes, some of the bushes or some of the farmland is in Senegal. You cannot stop that. But what we say in the main border entry point is people passing through those entry points. Because not people, everybody will come through those. Only people living around those satellite villages will use that route. But the people living in mainland Senegal or in southern part of Casamance will always use Silit as the route, main entry to the Gambia. And Amdallah as the main entry here. Maybe Sabi and Fatato and as the main entries too. So these are the places that concerns me. Because you don't know the people coming in what they have, because this incubation period of 14 days make it virtually unimaginable that it's an invisible virus. You cannot even...
So what's your recommendation tonight?
I said, even if we cannot close the borders 100%, let it not be like free flow like before.
Okay.
Have a time or a timeline. Like the border will be open from so hours to so hours and it will close for the sake of people who should do their jobs properly. You will allow the people, the medical personnel who will be posted at that areas to do their jobs effectively.
What's the difference
that they know that
leaving the border,
the,
go out and then
the difference will be I'll not be posted out there. The fatigue aspect will also be out, that I'll not be there from 7 to 7 every day. The medical personnel will know that the border will be closed maybe from 7 to 7. It's closed. So from 7 to the other 7, they can relax, do whatever they want to do. And by spot checking also, by the time they can have access to certain people they even suspect. But with the number coming up and with the border not being closed, there is a tendency of the inflow being more than what the people there can control.
Makes sense. And then to Mr. Jai now, you know, the border, according to our panelists, between Gambia and Senegal are porous, no gates. Actually, but the first case recorded in the Gambia is not from the borders, it's from the airport. Is this surprising?
Yeah, before I move on to the border, I just want to clarify still on the National Assembly.
Okay.
It is not something that we're saying that the select committee can decide for the National Assembly. Come on, that's not something that nobody would say, because we all understand the organs within the National Assembly. We wouldn't even propagate or have the audacity to say that staffs of the National Assembly could decide for the Assembly. We know that the chamber, they make the decisions. So that should be very clear. We are not speaking from that point of view. That should be very clear. My first position on that issue was that I shared thoughts with my friends was, we have high-risk countries. That should be the target, that we put a ban or suspension as a measure for now, that we don't want flights coming from those high-risk countries. That should have been the position first. Because we don't have, because you know, this pandemic has economic implications. It has social implications. It has financial implications. It has social implications. The cost of materials that you would procure to administer health-related issues with regards to any victim or anybody found to be positive is costly. We don't have the facility. It is MRC that we're relying on. The test tubes. Do we have all the gowns that we need to get our health personnel prepared? Do we have all the gloves that we need? It's costly. We all see how China was going with this virus. That is why we said that we must have measures, if not at one go, but interim. We have measures. Those countries that we understand that they are high risk is open. We all know them. We say that at least for now, we put a halt for it, so that at least we'll be able to know what to do and what not to do with regards to people coming using the air. Then on the land border, I would still advocate that, as I said in my previous interview, that we need to strengthen our borders, the policing. How do we do that? Because screening, if people are thoroughly screened, it could help in one way or the other, though it's not the final end. Screening doesn't make everything to be visible to us. But at least having the combined security services being part of this package in trying to help the Ministry of Health, in trying to put up control mechanisms or measures for that matter, having them extended throughout our borders to be help in policing borders, to ensure that there is compliance. Because if I come to the border and find a health personnel there with his pistol, thermometer, water to wash, or sanitizers to wash my hands, I might comply, I might not, and I might be somebody carrying the virus. But if you see a uniform or a security personnel there trying to enforce that anybody who comes to our border must go through that process.
Okay, hold on, the lines are open.
Right,
so
right.
Already we have a caller on the line.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Yeah, lines were open and we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Can you hear us? Okay, it seems the caller is trying to come, and then, yeah, so with regards to, you want to quickly break down, we need to domesticate, because what they say, this round was
I feel you people are already dominating. Comme ñu faram-fàcce ko tuuti rek. Comme suñ ges yi lu ñu doon waxtaanee depuis boobu noonu ba léegi wax nañ affaire yi National Assembly bi mooy pencum ndayu réew mi, li nga xamante ne ni suspension bu ñu nekk maanaam noppale bu ñu nekk taay ndax lu gën la si dëkk bi wala sax nekk na lu gënul si dëkk bi. wax nañ tamit affaire yi border bi mooy si diggante ak yeneen réew yi, ñu bëri ñu doon wax nañ tëj border bi, ñeneen ñi tamit ñu doon wax ne loolu nekkul xalaat bu baax. So suñ naataanga suñ gan ñun fi amoon ñun doon share seen ideas seen xalaat ci lu demee noonu. ñeneen ñi point nañ ne National Assembly bi nekkul ne dañ daqandal seen liggéey yëpp, nekkul dañ jël rek yóbbu leen seen kër ñu toog. Su nekkee ne am na li nga xamante ne ni lu war la pour ñu dem, am na community tamit, am na community waa ñu jël koola bi su paree ma ñu continuer faram fàcce. Hello koola.
Yeah, hello.
Hello caller, how are you?
Well, hello. Hello, maa ngi laa dégg. Hello.
Waaw ñu ngi laa bismillah si programme bi. Tur bi fooy callee please.
Waaw man maa ngi callee Germany.
Waaw dalal nañ la si programme bi.
Okay, just dama bëgg a share idea rek ak li Sandi gi doon wax bu yàggut nii.
Okay.
Concerning about border yi.
Waaw.
Feel naa ne right now border yi wax dëgg yàlla war nañ ko mun a close, especially airport bi fi nekk right now. Because as far as ne red zone countries yi comme li Sandi gi wax war nañoo mun a make sure ne anybody kuy jógee si dëkk yooyu noonu bu dugga si dëkk bi, or even su fekkee sax ne mu ngi war a ñëw dugga si dëkk bi itam at least nañ ko keep for 14 days.
Okay.
Waaw, because Gambia dafa nekk dëkk bu ndaw boo xam ne suñ health bi dafa soo poor ba pare amuñ di mécanisme pour mun a control this pandemic.
Okay.
So the only thing luñ mun a def rek mooy ne suñ airport bi nuñ ko tëjee border yi itam comme li beneen boy boobu waxi itam at least ñu set time boo xam ne dinañ ko ibi from time bi ba time bi ñu tëj ko.
ok jërëjëf rafetlu lañ sa call bu baax a baax kooku di Kole Germany ñu rafetlu callam bu baax a baax comme nu ma ko doon waxee rek dafa mel ni moom dafa ànd ak yow sa xalaat bi. pour
man li ma dee wax rek. moom laay delluwaat ne ku nekk war naa bàyyi xel am gis-gis am pasteef am yéene boo xam ne waneel sa boppa ne lii doomi jàngoro bi amut couleur amut xeet amut diina am ràññewut kenn soo ñun ñëpp ñoo ci war a suub suñu loxo ku am xalaat bu baax wala xalaat bu rafet wala pexe yoo xam ne foog nga ne mun nañoo génnee ci lii joxe ko séddoo ko askan bi fi mu nekk gom-gom bi gis-gis bi yëpp loolu la war a nekka waaye tamit comme li ma waxoon démba loolu dinaa ko waxaat Ministry of Health dafa war a gën a yaatal boppam dafa war a gën a firi dinaam mun a bokk njaboote ñëpp ndax lii ëpp na ko doole ëpp na ko lees ñooy jiitu comme li ma waxoon démba moom lay waxaat de ñooy jiitu askan bi yëpp nag commencé ko président ba ci last person bi si Gambia si gannaaw Ministry of Health lañ toppa
kon yow
ndax seen xam-xam ci lii moo ci màcca
sa gis-gis Ministry of Health yaajalul yëf yi daal
ñu ngi njaboote ñeena waaye dafa war a gën a yaatu comme li ma doon wax rek bu fas bi dawee rek nañ ko gën a yokk a yar ndax toolu nañ foo xam ne bokka éene bokka pas-pas rek moo ne muñ a génnee ci lii te bu soobee yàlla dañ ci war a génna te waruñoo nangu mu nekk diir boo xam ne diir bu yàgga la ñun ñëpp dañu war a fagaru understand ne lii du ay affaire yi kii la wala kële la affaire yi ñëpp la so moo tax Ministry of Health li ma doon wax démba danaa ko baamtuwaat tey imaam yi nañ leen oo dajee imaam yi yëpp ñu yëgal seen moroom yi imaam yi ne weer bi yëpp dañu war a xutba ci affaire yi lii affaire yi set affaire yi bàyyi xel sa yaram affaire yi fagaru affaire yi jàngoro bu dugga fii la lii mooy mandarga yi nii la war a def ku am sa gan bu dugga sa kër sax nga gis loolu Abdoulaye da nga see mun a waxtaan gaawalantu call 10 25 ne leen am naa gande waaye gis naa mandarga yi waaye loolu nag li ko mun a sabab lu mooy Ministry of Health di waxtaan ak imaam yi du em ci imaam yi nga dem ci pasto yi waxtaan ak ñoom ñoom it am nañu leen a déglu am na nit ñu yaakaar ñooñu seen kaddu yàlla barkeel na ñi ne ñeneen seen lamiñ
foog loo boobu dina gundu xatal public gathering bi
non waaye xam nga
comme seen jumaa yi lañ am
comme jumaa yi fi mu nekk man ak yow óor na la nit ñi nañ fa demagum
kon dafa mel ni ñoo ñu ngi xiti sarta
ba tey yàggum de waaye óor na la ne nit ñi dinañ dem jumaa su jumaa amee ndax volume bi di turn out bi dina bari oo du bari datis foofu la utee bi nekkaagum waaye nit ñi nañ dem jumaa bu Saudi Arabia tëjut jumaa yi yëpp latest information bi gaa yi génne bàyyi nañ ñaari xoli jumaa yi bi Makka ak Medina te ñun jumaa yi yëpp te ñun toolaguñ foofu ñeneen ñooñu toolu de ba tëj seen jumaa yi soo dañ leen bàyyi xel loolu tamit de mënuñoo nata suñ boppa comme li xew Italie toolaguñ foofu waaye dañoo jël nag matuwaay yi gën a mut fagar yi gën a am solo pour ñu mucca soo moo tax dañoo wax Ministry of Health lu mun a def na jokkoo ay naataangoom su imaam yi mun ta wax sax si fekkee mimbar yi mun nañ leen a créatal plateforme yi dem ci rajo yi di waxtaan nit ñi dañ leen déglu because gëm nga sa imaam yaakaar nga sa imaam doyloo nga ko di nga ko déglu faada bi njiit la ci diina mooy mu waxtaan askanam soo lii dañ ko war a yaatal du ay affaire yi rek ne dafa war a em ci diggante presse ak yow da ngeen taxaw ñu joxe plateforme fii wax rek.
waaw dinañ joxe
plateforme foofu léegi.
plateforme bu dinañ ko joxe waa ñu jël Kola bi su paree ñu ñëwaat. hello Kola.
yaa hello man maa ngi koolee Germany.
ok tur bi ak foo ñoo koolee nga ne Germany.
man maa ngi tudda Landing Kolam so ay mu nga contribute si programme yi topic of discussion bi dafa important torop.
ok.
because pandemic coronavirus bi dafa doon loo xamante ne daal aduna bi yëpp daf ko wër fu mu nekk nii waaye man suma gis-gis bi si décision bi government jël nii currently doon na décision boo xam ne fan lañ waroon na njëkkee parce que lii problème bi moo ne even boo ñëwee di develop world man right now Germany laa nekk te always dama de travel between Germany to France waaye the first thing that European did buñ xamee ne more especially German and other advanced European countries mooy naka la ñoo limité the spread of the virus te yaakaar naa ne lii moo waroon na doon li nga xamante ne loolu la Gambia government and back administration bi war a njëkkaa def mooy ne ñu close borders yi because as we are speaking right now xam nga lu nekk boo ko kiyee nga bugg a xool di economic aspect of it bu baax a baax at the end of the day di population bi nga ñoo affect because boo xoolee Gambia ñu ngi wax ne di poverty ratio bi is high so government bi waxee ne ok suñ buggee close the borders and the entry points yi dafa affect economy look at the implication boo xamante ne nit su naree am corona tey ñaata nit la moo infect ndax Gambian di man sax government bi si boppam ndax am nañ those resources to even diagnose the corona patients, because as we are speaking ñu ngi laa wax ne even the public hospitals yi amuñ benn facility boo xamante ne boobu la ñoo mën a detect ne man ak yow ndax mbite keneen am na virus bi. It is only MRC. So we don't know loo xamante ne man suma gis si mooy ne still Gambia government dégg la jëlee nañu wax waaye léegi nañ ba pare ba tey war nañoo mën a téye suñu tiir boo xamante ne sax su fekkee ne sax comme déggu naa benn waxkat bi mu ne war nañoo def a limite kañ la nit du mën a jéem ak kañ la nit du war a mën a dugg si dëkk bi loolu yëpp gis nga soo nekkee si in such a crisis war loo xool di economic implication man mi wax a yow nii right now maa ngi nii toog liggéeyuma because lu xew di government bi nekkuñ di xool di economic implication li ñoo xool mooy ne the welfare ak the well-being of the citizens in health wise lii moo because am situation bi fu mu nekk nii nit war a xool sa economic empowerment bi waaye li nga war a xool mooy ne sa wér gu yaram more especially countries like Africa. So the decision of government ñu stop the entrance both from this I don't know more of the seaport, but from the from the borderlines and airports, then go shut down from immediate effect. Even that no cost billions of dollars.
sa contribution bi tamit rafet na bu baax bëgg naa ñëw si Prince dinaa ñëw si yow because gis nañ America ak Canada gars yi tëj nañ seen border bi dem ak dikka bi but goods comme marchandise dinañ mun a dem gis nañ European Union bi tamit mooy EU ñoo tamit dañ tëj seen border si te am na yenn dëkk si European Union bi sax dafa mel ni feebar bi tukkee gut foofu noonu si ñoom jël nañ mesures yooyu noonu so lan nga fa Gambia moo tax ba léegi jëluñ mesures yooyu noonu.
comme lu ma waxoon ne dañu war a def inventory ñu xam ñaata maalo ñaata essence ñaata bagage dañu am dëkk bi bala ñu def décision boobu gars yi dëkk yi dañ tëj boor bi waaye dañ open for commodities basic goods to come so dañu war a def inventory ñu xam.
te Gambie mën nañoo def loolu.
mën nañ ko def but the thing is that just ñu get up rek ñu ne ko border bi tëj na that one is no wise government will make that decision. We have to make an assessment of the resources at hand. If we close the border, what we have, can it sustain the population? And the supply routes, like I say, the commodities that are currently coming at the ports are planned for Ramadan. What are we going to do now because of this extra pressure? How are we going to get extra rice? How are we going to get 10,000 liters of fuel on standby? Because the consumption rate is going to be high when we close the border. It's not about what you say about economic implications, but it's also social, because if you keep people at home, they have to feed. If they are at home, there's no food, there's going to be violence. People are hungry, they are sitting together, they cannot go out to feed themselves. You are creating another problem. So you are outsourcing, transferring the problem from A to B. What he said, we are quarantining. Germany and others, they are restricting travel. They are helping us because European Union, they place a travel restriction for their citizens. They will not be coming. They issue advice, no essential travel. So at the end of the day, whether we close our border, because it has corollary effects, we rely on them for tourism. But if they say their citizens shouldn't travel out, even if we don't close our air, they are not coming. Look, we are supposed to have a program with some Germans, but they emailed us yesterday and said they are going to cancel. They were coming. There's a German clinic. It's supposed to receive medical supplies. The team came up to Morocco, but since the German government advised against essential travel, they went back. So at the end of the day, we have to look at all those. We don't just have to act because we are part of the global economy, and certain decisions that are made, there are secondary benefits to us. So we don't have to just
Now, our
copycat and do
correspondent
everything.
Jessica
We have to be
Lemazurier has
systematic
been
and
to
look
film
at
this.
the thorough as a government.
Okay, come back to you, Mr. Ba.
Exactly, especially with the Ministry of Health. Over the days, they have been campaigning as to the hotline, which is 1025. So actually, iAfrica tried the line to seek more information earlier on, but we also got reports that the line is not going. So when it comes to response mechanism, cases must be reported. We've already explained that the system is not in order, meaning a lot is lacking. That's what you said earlier on, Jai, that now when it comes to reporting cases, what do you think should be additional effort or mechanism in place other than just the 1025, or is it sufficient?
One of the mechanisms is I am switching over from English to Wolof. This is one of the mechanisms. Yeah, because no. Let's look at it like this. Now, kan la ñoo waxal the Gambians. Our literacy rate, more than 60% are not literate. So suñ fi nekkee di làkka tubaab kon kan la ñoo communicate to. This is moo tax dañu war a switch over. Both us in all over Gambia di am platform ak the Minister of Health. Because dañ bugga ku dëkka as far as Yoro Barikunda am di message lan laa war a def war naa mun a raxas suma loxo war naa mun a moytu kuy saxat ci diggante bu mel nii su ma gisee mandarga yu mel nii kii moo am jàngoro bi loolu mooy war a nekk message bi waaye suñ fi nekkee làkka tubaab naan tii rek kon waxaluñ kenn te lii dafa weesu foofu noonu dañ war a mboolem kuy xëy Gambia xale bu ndaw bi am 6 years sax war naa mun a am di message tey dama dugga suñ cere xale yi loolu lañ ma jëkk a jox waaw very well right
suspect dara foofu la ñooy ko ndax loolu doy na si sa gis-gis
1025 so waxee suma papa mu ngi seetaan right now te you find it very hard pour mu xam 1025 nu ko daay la
waaw gis nga xam nga affaire bi mu ngi ni ñëw na yaa ngi woon jafe-jafe bi sa pa am so moo tax ma ne dañ war a jéem ñu switch làkka tubaab fine baax na neex na waaye nag nañ bàyyi xel ñi ñoo waxal ñan lañ naka lañ war a mun a jëlee message bi 1025 soo ko doon waxal sa pate da nga ko ne benn nga ne ko 0 nga ne ko ñaar nga ne ko juróom ni nga ko mun a waxalee pour ci waxin bu oyof mun koo gaaw a xam nga ne ko fukka wala nga ne ko benn 0 ñaar wala juróom wala nga ne ko fukka ak ñaar fukka juróom ñaa xam ban nga ko cee wax bu gàtta mu tënkal ko boppam xam ne nomba bi lu ma mun a gis lu ma jaaxal rek bii laa war a mun a oo
amul fay
waaw ba pare nomba bi nit ñi dañ war a understand soo koolee 1025 si Gamcel ki amee 1025 si Gamcel di liggéeyal Minister of Health moom ngaa am free la amul dala si booy bu moo jël sa crédit soo koolee 1025 si Qcell ki amee ki ñu allocate 1025 Qcell kooku ngaa am soo kooku tamit amul fay Africell Commune soo noonu la demee waaye est-ce que ndax doy na ndax soxla wuñ 1025 yu bari lii mooy xalaat bi su fekkee doyut na Minister of Health yokka su fekkee am nañ nit ñu mur nañ meeg soo ne ñooñu tamit gën lañ leen la bàyyi xel ne waxtu bu nekk rek fu ñu la koolee rek war ngaa mun a uyu tey maa ngi waxtaan ak yéen koo xam ne xam naa ko mu ngi use 1025 moom ci ñi ko amee la bokka mu ma ne démb ba 4 o'clock mënut a nelaw call upon call so it's a very hot line bu tàngala line boo xam ne du noppaleku la so ku nekk mu ngi koo call rek yaa because nit ñi yëpp ñu ngi ragal foog nañ ne nag ku saxaat rek am nga coronavirus loolu tamit nit ñi nañ ko bàyyi xel bu baax affaire bi demeewut noonu de balañ fee door di xawa ni ko tubaab di waxee discriminate xam nga door di bee di wante xeet di joxoñ kile dañ wane ay mandarga soo amee lii soo nit ñi nañ bàyyi xel message boobu because ñi ko war a joxe mooy di Minister of Health moo tax ñun sax dajee xaw a moytu pour joxe message boobu dañ ko dee bugg a bàyyee ñi nga xam ne ñoom lañ ko sas ñu joxe message boobu nit ñi dañ war a bàyyi xel loolu di ko déglu bu baax ci rajo yi ci télé yi ñu xam ne mandarga bii ak bii su ko nit amee day war nga am njorta sax lañ la wax de waxuñ ne nga wane ne am na ko njorta lañ la wax ne am ko ci kii ne xëj na am na ko ñi war a mun a wane ne am na ko mooy suñ ko jaaralee borom MRC ñoo amee jumtuwaay yi yiñ mun a tesee mooy gestu bi pour mun a wane ne am nga ko su na nit ñi bàyyi xel loolu ba buñ joxee len loo xam ne luy tiital nit la wala luy jaxase askan bi la ndax jamono biñ toll ni ma waxoon noonu laay baamtuwaat jamono bu soxla dal la jamono bu soxla teey la ndax boo dalut rek di nga wax loo warta wax wala nga def loo warta wax soo teeyut di nga wax loo warta wax wala nga def loo warta def su ko dafa soxla nga dal nga teey su ko defee li nga dégg mu leer la nga mun a joxe lu leer imaginal yaa nga wax tey ki nga xam ne moom understandut symptômes yi dama toog di waxtaan fee na taxi driver mu ne naka ñun suñ moto yi léegi ku takkut mas doo fa dugga de just xoolal loolu rek soo ne ku takkut mas du dugga si taxi yaa ngi si problème di yow benn driver nga ne mu ne mal bafta ñu nekk di naxante pour wax mu ne moom fu mu ko jëlee si benn keneen la ko jëlee yaa ngi gis message bi dafa spread dafa tasaaroo dem feneen soo gis loo tey da nga dugga si dëkk bi sax gis ñëpp di takka mas ndax tollu nañ foofu noonu ñii di sol glove tollu nañ foofu setal sa boppa amal sa hand sanitizer lu mel nii ngay taxa sa yaram ba pare léema li ma si waxoon si hand sanitizer bi loolu lay waxaat tey tamit hand sanitizer bi butéel bi $50 la doon di jar because of lii xew na rek ngay ko yóbbu $150 ndax nit ñi ñu ngi fi
waxal saaku maalo rek
non waxaguma saaku dunda bi de damaa wanee gum basic si ndax nit ñi fan lañ toolu nit ñi ndax ñu ngee bàyyi seen xel li ñoo def kan nga koo def sa moromi Gambian ci fiñ toolu nii surtout dara sax soo xoolatut ne ñun ay mbindeef lañ war ngaa mun a dawal yërmande war ngaa mun a bàyyi xel ne kii dëkkandoor la yaa ngi koo teg lu mu antalut mu ngee daw di jëndi lii loolu yëpp lu ñu war a bàyyi xel la xool ni ñoo doxalee ñu rafetal ko ndax jamono mi jamono xat-xat la jamono dafa soxla bokk doole bokk xalaat di bale wante yóbbu wante bañ génn ci lii ndax lii jaar-jaar bu ñu am la dinañ ci génn waxtu bi kañ la naka la moo demee ñi seen xam-xam màcc ci loolu ñoom lañ ko bàyyee ñu toog ñun suñ ci amee xalaat dinañ leen ko jox suñ ci amee pexe yuñ foog ne ñi war nañ ko wala jumtuwaay yoo foog ne war nañ ko mën a jëfandikoo dinañ leen ko jox ndax li ma waxoon démb dinaa ko baamtuwaat na minister of health understand ne doomi Gambien yi nekk bitim réew yi nekk Gambia li tax ñuy wax yëpp bugg a réew mi pour mu génn ci xat-xat bii la nañoo bàyyi xel messages yooyu ñuy seet messages yooyu yi nga xam ne am na njëriñ te lu leen di dimbale la ñuy koo jël di ko jëfandikoo waaye ku leen jox message wala ku leen di jox xelaat xëy na yaataluñ ko tamit du leen dimbale waaye suñu yaatalee rek dafaa gën a rafetal ndax ñun ñëpp loolu lañ bëgg a ñu génn ci jafe-jafe bi si jaama niñ ci duggee nii loolu daal message boo xam ne la dafa war a clair ñëwaguma sax si affaire yi dund bi nga doon di wax waaye just basic yi rek laa doon di wax
tamit dinañ si ñëw bàyyi jël koola bi si përiñ ñëwaat hello koola hello koola
hello
yeah ñu ngi laa nuyu tur bi ak foo ñoo koole
maa ngi call from Germany
tur bi
maa ngi tudd Binta Ndiaye.
Binta Ndiaye bismillah dalal nañ la si programme bi welcome.
ok thank you maa ngi bëgg a contribute.
ok
si programme bi.
ok. waaw Binta ñu ngi laa dégg.
man lu ma bëgg a contribute mooy as at now as Gambians. now is the right time for us to join together.
yeah.
as one family and work on it because dañu war a bàyyi xel the media personnel is very important. ñu nekk di joxe information is very very important ñu ngi joxe different kind of information in different groups nit ñi ñu nekk di ko seen fu nekk ba pare ñoo xam ne understand wuñ nuñ ko misinterpret and others war nañoo bàyyi su ñël si loolu torop.
waaw.
But the other thing also is as a country,
yeah,
war nañoo mën a dimbalante. It doesn't mean that problem bi dafa ñëw loo xam ne war nañoo take something on some people that cannot afford so many things in life. It's going to be very very difficult.
Okay.
Because even in development countries like Germany, not everybody can get exactly what they want in their houses, or not everybody can get marks and so on. But we are just trying to help one another, to love each other, to help each other. Man, no nako say like Gambia, and this would be the right time for us to love each other more, for us to help each other when whatever government is doing and other organizations, media personals. We need to help each other. We love each other. We can do it together as a country.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Binta. We are very appreciative of the call. Thank you. Thank you. I think she highlighted a very important point. The social media, the WhatsApps. These are the platforms people use to give the wrong information. And these are the platforms that people like me rely on and convey that message, that information to my cousins, to my family members, because they're relying on me to give them information. Yeah. Especially even in Senegal. These things have been making people have the illusion about the virus, which is not necessarily true. Even in Senegal, in Gambia, so I think it's an important point that we need to emphasize on. Yes, come on.
Sensitization on Yantaka Kabin Nunto, Adon Sante, Yantaka Wole Muta, Purka Mol be dahad. Kajinki Baron membe for the Molka Moy Tengabe, Kerin Mol Mem Moy, Iba Mola no Yard. Radio station Alonco, I Africa TV Bukafuta, Gambia Labet. Mobe mo invite sort of Pruka in Jubi Firepan. But radio Bundan Mansakunda sa use no Pruka in Kibaro, Janjandi. Kaitan the Mola Menka for Sato, when I remember carrying in Kura or a quarter. A man ke kilindi nin courant ka soto no nyaadi de adu nay mo muta katara nyaadi le adu mol nyanta ka muneke pour que fan tanka ni courant wala kumata ngamana jan diamula ale afala kabrin kunu mbe kumol mbe fa mol kaburu wala kanko Gambia tan mbe situation men kono akumata ni ajon koy ko nita nafulu mun ko la pour que ni courant kela l'hôpital do le ni banko ka melia lonko asembo tela abagaso to je kayita de do fa ni courant be kalba be jikiri dula kilina sai o dula kilo mo be tano nyola je wata kilina mu ne be keno la wala ka nyo ya mari jata kende ala bulu nyimmal la mol se men keno pour kada ni courant soto imagine han maxol be siala bi akasan no darastana bi do ba wa kan tallu Gambia no le ni jiko si fabul mol be kayra wato le kono be koro wati kono atol ka fal be o kela ka profito nyini mol akamata ko mol la masi bo businessman on ko le batu pour to le ko do sot wo yiri wasi fa Gambia man sula wala adu ngamira ko nka kumen fonu nka kele wala mko nara mansa kunda ila load latano yaani ni hand sanitizer dondu nga jamani tata solta na jata kende abundal to anyanta sotola na health facility to anin na mansa kunda la jata kende abundal bidane isaje Gambia dingol dol mel ta soto nola isembola ikara andi no la pour que ifamma ko yal ba ko men nginga men fo da stallu wado sa soto transabane lu bi kemenin tallu muneketa ka to corona ngat ni maskol be ke use that's that bi tallu
Let's take the caller.
so mune be kerim banko ka ali ngan tunu Gambia be jang Cairo le be jang ali nga obula bal man sakunda fana nyanta ka funtile ka dia mole mel be nyum manya sifal sako businessman ol ka kulta ka molla raisol di molla
let's take the caller and we'll come back to you Prince hello caller.
Yes, hello, assalamu alaikum. Jërë ngeen jëf maa ngi leen a nuyu suma brother si yéen yëpp.
ñu ngi laa fay bu baax tur bi ak foo ñoo collé
programme bi am na solo bu baax a baax a baax.
jërëjëf fooy collé brother.
Because man maa ngi collé Germany.
Okay, welcome.
maa ngi tudd Aliou Marong.
Okay, bismillah si programme bi.
Thank you. Seen programme bi am na solo maa ngi leen a jërëjëf yéen yëpp. Di ñaan yàlla mosal ñu si feebar bi. ñi ci nekk tamit yal na leen yàlla may tawfiix si barki salatul fatiha li ma bëgg a wax moo nekk mbiri économie bi gars yi doon consider man suma gis-gis loolu suñ ko waree xool bu baax a baax mun nañu andil tolof boo xam ne duñ xam fan la war a o fan la moo mujjee Fana yena ma dega
waaw ñu la dega
thank you very much so because man Germany fii nii sax mu ngi nekk problème boo xam ne ñoom comme waxkat bi nu mu ko waxee ñoom ñoo ñu ëppa si lu bëri mënuma wax yëpp waaye si lu bëri ñoom ñoo ñu ko ëppa Gambia ñun xam nañ suñ mbiri health care bi nu mel foofu noonu tey jii nii suñ waree am feebar bu mel ni coronavirus mu nekk loo xam ne dinañu mun a jural loo xam ne ëllëg si biir duñ mun a xam fan la mun a yem lu demee ni comme like suñ waree xool si économie bi ba tax ñun duñ téye suñ border si te dëkk yoo xam ne ñooñu ëppa am ak ñooñu mu ëppa facilities ñoom ñu ngi téye seen border si di try nuñ mun a def contrôle seen nit ñi xam ñu ko am ak ñu ko amut def any effort boo xam ne dinañ mun a make sure coronavirus bi ñu stop ko mu nu moo spread so Gambia war naa gis ne tey jii nii comme benn waxkat wax na ko foofu noonu tey jii war naa fekk ne tey téye nañ border si it should have not be even today ne ñu ngi decide or to set naka la ñoo téye border si o ëllëg démb lañ ko téye woon or so man suma gis-gis dafa xala liit sax dafa xala tardé because jigéen boobu noonu jógee jàmm naka la England mu ñëw foofu noonu andi ko kooku mu ngi bokkaa nit ñi flight su fekkee ne kooku detect nañ ne kooku mu ngi ko am mu ngi positif then thereby nit yi war nañoo gis lii ne ñoom ñim bokkal flight anybody ko xam ne mun naa wane talk na with am you fly for over maybe 4-5 hours I don't know exactly how it is but dangaa gis ne ñooñu noonu ñim toogal ndax mënuñoo imagine ne ñooñu noonu tamit mun nañ koo am te ñooñu noonu tamit Gambia boobu foofu noonu lañ wàcca
ok
man war naa gis ne man dëgg man suma gis-gis war nañoo seet nu ñoo téye border si stop ko ñu def gis nga dunda yàlla moom moo ko yore yàlla moo yore dunda doomi aadama yow sa dunda yow am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi si dëkk bi foofu noonu bés bu nekk lañ dee dem di ut lu ñoo lekka but xam nga yàlla nu mu leen ko dee joxee ñoom sax duñ ko dee xam mun ngaa toog sa kër sax yàlla defal la xiwal.
jërëjëf moo tamit sa contribution bi appreciate nañ ko bu baax a baax dinaa ñëw si Prince because yow nekkoon nga si bitim réew nekkoon nga si diaspora bi ba pare ñu nekk dafa mel ni ñu collègue ñu ngi advocate pour ñu close border bi su nekkoon ne yow yaa ngi fa ba léegi ñu nga dégg façon virus bi mu si dëkk bi naka ngaa feel nga nekk foofu noonu.
I'm going I was in Germany. So for Germany close the same border. They already have a contingency plan. Germany then I'm a food bank, cereal bank. So they know that, même su guy import undara, guy munen dundar, munga neka ker, guy supply.
Yeah, I think
so.
Mike, my question was like you've been to Europe, to Germany in particular. If you were still in Germany and you heard about the news that the virus is in the Gambia, how would you feel, especially being transmitted, people coming from Europe? How would you feel with regards to the border closure? Would you advocate for it if you were there?
No, I will not rush in advocating for border closure without looking at the internal dynamics. It's not about the economy per se, it's security. If you lock down a family in a compound, there's no food. It's a source of conflict. Imagine in normal circumstances, a father who cannot, a breadwinner who cannot even feed a family. You go home, the children are crying, mother is crying. That's a source of conflict. We have to look at all those things. And what my brothers say, people are now, trying to exploit the situation, increase price. Of course, that's what I'm going to look at. Are we having enough supplies? Are we having enough basic necessities, in place to be able to close our borders? And then the quarantine that we are having for now, we have to not, it's alarmist to say close the border. It's creating a panic. But we have to say, okay, now, step one is quarantine. Of course, there are always loopholes. It happens. You cannot control everyone. Even in advanced countries, they did quarantines, but there are some who escape through. So we are lucky. In this case, this lady come, and I would like to thank the lady for taking the initiative of going to the hospital. She would have stayed, continue to have contact with families, and not just the passengers, the families, because they met relatives, they went out. But she took the initiative of going, approaching the health authorities. So she should not be forgotten. She's a heroine in her own right. So if I were in Germany, I would look at all those basics first. It's not the economy. It's about the social cohesion, social peace. Looking a family in the village who are struggling to feed themselves in normal circumstances and say that they cannot go out and the borders are closed. You are causing another...
Now, let me just chip before you go out.
We have some message from the anti-crime unit that they sent today to the manager, and it is open to whoever is to receive the message. With reference to the presidential declaration dated the 17th March 2020 in connection to public health safety in order to avoid the spread of coronavirus or COVID-19, you are hereby ordered to close your bar, nightclub or brothel temporarily till further notice. Failure to comply with this order will result to forceful closure and court action. So right now, this is the anti-crime unit, and it is signed by the commissioner of anti-crime.
I think that is too important. I'll break it down for the local audience.
That's too important, but that's too important. But I have.
I know you have a. You have a commitment.
You know what?
You will have you will have your opinion.
Because already my point. Let me contextualize the question quickly. I know you want to say something, but just if you want to speak on this anti-crime statement. So they rely on the presidential order, and it is now considered legal. Whoever doesn't comply, it could result to court action. Is this something we expect from the police?
No, I'm telling you no. In this trying time, I need people to be so sensible. We are living in a democratic society. Emergency issues deem emergency measures, but even up to a court action, you can forcefully foreclose, but court action. What is their offense? Let me tell you something. In as much as we have corona, people's basic and domestic human rights should not be violated at whatever cost. I think we've said we are not living in the world of presidential executive orders down there. No, we work in conformity with the constitution of our land. So the emergency we all understand. It's a directive just to safeguard the spread of the virus. If certain people don't want to conform, I agree you can go there forcefully ask them to shut down. But taking the other step, we are not helping the situation. We are calling for calm. We should not increase the tune or the context by making another thing that will create maybe. Like he said, he's looking at the economic side. Some people's also economic side depends on that. Some people daily maybe they are not going there for whatever, they work in there. Now, if the brothels or the hotels or the motels are out of business, some people will not be paid. And we're talking about social cohesion here. Like I've said, closing the Monday lumos and the weekly lumos. Now, the people in the village, if they don't have food to eat, what are they going to do? But emergency period or emergency time, they will call in for emergency actions. And we agree. But in the manner it should be done, should be very calculated. It should not be that harsh. People are in a period, everybody is panicking, everybody is thinking about corona. Okay. Let's pass that facet peacefully in an orderly manner without creating other problems.
In other words,
because in other countries, I'm telling you, in other countries, they are even releasing some prisoners unconditionally. They are releasing them because of the coronavirus, because of the detention centers and the prisons are overcrowded. They don't want it to be contracted there, so it will affect many people. And the facilities there. So that's why we have to do this thing. It should be well calculated. It should be done in a manner in which nobody will feel offended.
Still on your point, I know, because when the president gave order, for example, he doesn't implement it. It is the force, the police, who should be seen enforcing. In fact, today at the Lumo in the local villages, early on it was reported that the police have to go and then disperse the people, ask them to go. So in this context, there's a failure to obey the order will result of forceful. So you are okay with the forceful closure, but the court action should be left.
This is what I'm talking about. That's why I said sensitization needs to be done on the side of the government, so that there will not be conflict between the people you want to help and the people who you are serving and the people who the essence of you being there is because of those people. Now, that's why I said the National Assembly is very important. In such cases, you call the state of emergency. Declarations that are made are supported by an act of parliament that will give you those powers to do certain things and enforce them to the latter, not otherwise. Okay. Quickly, until such a time, people should treat these things with seriousness. Because if you want to disperse people at the Lumos, forcefully you want to, some people don't understand.
You are touched by the police, but we'll get back to you. So you want to take the caller?
Yeah, I will come back to you, Prince. But we have we will take our last caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. It seems we have lost that caller. Key gis na lutax mo ngelefin because mom si restaurant la day dem jine reer ak yoy non so understand na point am. No understand na
du lolu xam nga restaurant du lolu restaurant nana wa ben wa busine. I will tell you one for free. Some people they are not even living with their families here. Te dañoo liggéey suba ben ngoon. The only place pour ñu mëna am fu ñoo lekkee moy restaurant yoyu non understand na so amna noko buggé tek tamit you are not doing those people a favor because Prince wax na ko fi mu ne social cohesion tamit important na to because nit xiif moo gën a garaaw corona xiif moo gën a garaaw corona nañu xam loolu
ñu jël call bi hello caller.
Hello,
good evening sir.
Yeah, good evening, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, I'm calling you from Gambia.
Okay, welcome to the program, sir. Where in the Gambia?
Sorry?
Where in the Gambia? Which part?
I'm calling you Kirtering. Can you hear me clear?
Kirtering. Okay, go on, sir.
Yes, actually, I just want to contribute.
Yes?
Yes. Okay, it's really interesting, but also, if you check other countries like Nigeria and Senegal and South Africa, they started with one case. Senegal started with 2 cases. Now Senegal has 31 cases. South Africa started with 1 case. Now they are having almost 116 cases. Other countries like Nigeria, last week they announced 1 case, and now they are having 8 cases. So the only solution for us to prevent the spread is for us to close all the borders. If not, we'll all be in a big problem because this is getting really, really out of hand and it's getting serious. You know. So if we have to wait till last minute and then we have to close the borders,
And of Mulhouse
or
to
there's no
Toulon
option,
in the south
and
of
then
France. The decision to bring in a military plane was announced by the Prime Minister.
For that contribution, also very, very important. You wanted to comment while he was deliberating on his...
I didn't even finish you cutting.
He's talking about, what he's talking about. For example, my brother was talking about, having the security at the border to control people, sanitizer, enforce. That's voluntary. Not so. That's another case. It's not similar here in this case. I mean, there's a directive that the health authority, if you come through the border, you need to go through this, through this control to comply. So it's about compliance. So it is not forced. But even in Europe, like Spanish government, they issue a press release about this corona movement. There also a penalty, financial compensation. In France too, they do. So
Hospitals
it doesn't mean that
are close to
that
breaking
language
point.
is threatening.
Over
It's just, for people to be aware of the
375
consequences.
cases of
Maybe it is appealing to
coronavirus
their sense
have
of
been confirmed
responsibility.
there
Any
so
decision
far.
you make has consequences. That is a matter of urgency, and the people who are not aware, and that's why the police were there in the lumos, because the local people maybe did not get this message early, they did not understand, it was late, so it was not disaggregated on time, so they went to the lumos. So of course the police will be there to sensitize them. It was in forced exhibition. I think it was done humanely. So that's what I'm saying. So the language is just that people have to be aware of the consequences. That's what it meant. It's not threatening, and it's not.
I think that's what I'm echoing. I just don't want. That's why I'm saying it's an advice. To the people who are going out there, we should all act responsibly. Even the police force who will be deployed on the ground. Know that, like he stated, some people in the rural Gambia maybe they have not even got the information. They are gathered at the lumo. Allow them to finish what they're doing for that particular lumo. Disperse them and inform. No, I'm telling you. Because this is about their livelihood. Allow them to do what they are doing at the Lumo at that particular time. Let them just grab quickly, disperse to wherever they want to go. And later they will be sensitized and they will be informed the reason for this. But if you just want to come forcefully and want to remove certain things, you will be in friction with people whose livelihood are concerned.
That's a very clear message.
It should be something we should deal with a concerted
The
effort.
National Assembly was closing sessions, they refer to the order. TRC refer to the order. So now, when the president speaks, Mr. Jai, we are seeing now the involvement of the police. Is such letters necessary, or people should just take it from the president?
Yeah, that should be the norm and practice. That if you get a message from a head of state, particularly in these very difficult times, we should try to be compliant. My question would first go, does the anti-crime unit have the mandate to dispatch such a press release?
No.
Was it supposed to come from or emanate from the IGP's office?
Or the Justice
The anti-crime
commission? Yes, because they fall under the purview of the IGP.
Okay.
So, and the tone of the message wouldn't it have been user-friendly to communicate? Because some of the time, the choice of words are very important in trying to reach out to people. Because these are Gambians who goes to those places, others are non-Gambians. So everybody, it depends on how you perceive, how you process, how you translate messages, and how you decode the content of the message. So sometimes we need to play with choice of words in trying to send message, especially at these trying times.
In your view, we've repeatedly said that, freedom comes with cost.
Yes.
So you don't consider this as a cost, that whoever definitely defies the order, something awaits you, which is a punishment that you deserve?
I wouldn't agree that we should let people to take the law in their own hands by trying to disregard what the president has said. We should understand that these are difficult moments. And one thing that we take as a chance could have deadly repercussion. So we should not take any slim chance. People should understand that these are not times for anything other than how to get Gambia out of the rough surges of the sea. So everybody should be part of the going, because it's a tough going. So when the going is tough, measures are tough.
Okay. But get back to you, but quickly then to Sankano and then to you. But Sankano, we've seen the language. Does this language suggest that government have preconceived mind about the people who work in bar and then the nightclubs, that these people are maybe strong-headed, that they deserve such a message?
No, it has not. It has to do with the legacies of the past 22 years. We understand the language of government for the past 22 years has not been at least be cordial to the public. And this is something that we inherit. And these are issues that we are trying to address. Office of the Government Spokesperson, Department of Information Service. We are working to that. So it's all part of...
The government is still on copy and paste system.
No, it's not copy and paste system. This one, we work with the different entities. Like we work with the Minister of Finance last week, advised them when there was these teacher issues, So when the government department, if anti-crime, they approach us, we'll guide them on how to write the press release. But it's a work in progress because we inherited something that has a behavior that has been there for 22 years. You cannot change it overnight. In similar situations under the previous government, we understand the language, how it is, and the way it is presented with that, all the machinery of state. There's no compromise. So under we are living in a state where there's a compromise, the government is understanding, trying to accommodate people. So some of these things, of course it might sound a bit harsh, but if you looking at it, it's an improvement. It's an improvement, compared to what's happened in 22 years.
No, please, definitely this is not an improvement.
No, it's an improvement. They will not come in, they'll just come and do it. There will not even be a press release. There will not be a press release.
I think one thing I will not
question
agree
that I
with.
asked.
Yes.
Does the anti-crime unit
They don't have the mandate.
Okay, let me come. It's not about...
You didn't dwell on that first.
Let's come.
Okay, sorry. Let's just give...
Let me come to the mandate issue. The question was about the language. Under the previous government, there's no language. The German has spoken, it has to be implemented. You not even be lucky to have a press release. If you don't implement, your bones will be broken. So that's why I say it's an improvement. About the mandate, like I say, we have an executive president. We've not reached a point where the National Assembly has to come and declare state of emergency. The president in 1997 constitution give him a lot of space to take certain decisions. And if the president does something, it's an order. And then the police is directly under you. We don't know what happened, the change of command. What communication did they give internally before they came out with this press release? Whether they have the mandate or it's an executive, it's a force that they have to implement already. The anti-crime unit, the police, that's we call the force. They are there to execute an order.
On this letter,
so
the stamp on the letter, it is signed by anti-crime, but the stamp bears Gambia Police Force.
Yeah, Gambia Police Force is a unit of the police. So the police is there to implement. It's not an independent authority.
No, what do you mean?
No, I think
you are missing it.
Yeah, you are missing it.
We are not saying.
You are missing this one.
The press release.
I'll come back to this.
That's why the police have a PRO.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, even the anti-crime, whatever they do, they will refer you to the PRO.
Yeah.
What happens to the police PRO in this communique?
Yeah.
It should have passed through the right channel. Mr. Sankano, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. The people who are supposed to be safeguarding our constitution and protect the laws of this country should not be people breaking it. You know what we expect? Like you said, it's a learning curve. Yesterday, you've heard what happened is a mistake. They should have passed through government structures like your office to seek for redress when they don't have issues.
Oh, you said it was a mistake?
No matter how.
I never said.
Well, he's quoting you then.
What?
You said it was a mistake.
What I'm saying, I didn't say he said.
Okay.
I say what happened yesterday. He said they were not seeking advice from them, their office.
That was a mistake?
That was a mistake from the Ministry of Health. Not going through. No, I didn't say you say that.
No, he's making.
You don't understand. I'm making a statement. Like the ministry did that statement. Did they come to your office?
No, they did not contact.
That's why I said that was a mistake. And it should have gone through their office to seek for advice because they are the facet responsible for regulating information flow at the Ministry of Information. So now, if things like this are happening, the police have an IG. The police anti-crime unit is a sub-unit even. I don't think it's a complete unit. It's a sub-unit within the serious crime unit. So now, if that serious crime unit is there, you have the crime management coordinator, you have the operations commander and the IG. I think the right channel where the information should come from is the IG's office. Then they will assign the anti-crime to enforce this. But even the logo on the letter should not, on the press, it should not be anti-crime. It should be Gambia Police Force.
These are very important. Let me just make one point clear. It's not about mandate. It's about this. We don't know the change of what was going on behind the scene. What you talk about the police? This one is a specific addressee: clubs, bars, and brothel. So we don't know how the police. They divide their competence internal. We have to understand internal. When it comes to clubs, bar, and brothels, which aspect, which area of the police? Is it the tourist protection unit or is it the anti-crime? We need to understand.
Thank you.
No, we need to understand that one first before rushing into conclusion.
My point here, Mr. Jai.
Okay, we need to understand that one
Mr.
first.
Jai,
Yes.
and I just want to ask you, does this kind of messages have potential of complicating the situation in which we are right now?
Yes.
Of course.
How?
My position still, I think Prince is just missing the whole scenario here.
Okay.
Anti-crime unit falls under the purview of the IGP. That is very simple and straightforward. If anti-crime, we cannot create a police within a police. That is unacceptable. We will not allow that here again. Any message should come from the office of the IGP.
Not anti-crime.
Anti-crime could be mandated to go and enforce, period. But not to have their own thing, do their own thing, as if they are an entity away from the IGP. They fall directly under the purview of this institution, very important institution.
Sankano, this institution is being provoked by this message on this panel, and this is the government in which you are also serving. So you try to explain the lapses, but it seems like copy and paste so far from Jammeh.
No, it's not. We need to understand, anti-crime unit, where did they get the order from? The anti-crime unit will not just get up and do this thing. And they are targeting a specific group. That's why I try to understand the area of competence. We don't know how the police they divide. Like we all know immigration. When it comes to enforcing resident permit, immigration is in charge. When it comes to certain information, SIS is in charge.
No.
So when it comes to, okay, you talk about TDA. We do understand. When it comes to bars, restaurants, and hotels, are they under the tourist protection unit or TDA, or are they under anti-crime? This one, we need to understand one first before jumping into conclusion. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Prince.
No, but no, Prince, we'll not allow you to develop. What we are trying to say here is that the message should not come from anti-crime. It should come from the IGP. That is what we are trying to put across.
We need to have anti-crime here to explain that.
No. But the message have said everything. Why do we need them to explain for us? This should have emanated directly from the office of the IGP.
What difference would that have?
Anti-crime cannot have their own
that should
letterhead.
tell
Use your
us
word.
that anti-crime is mandated
By who?
the IGP to execute A, B, and C. But if we see a letter coming from the office of the anti-crime coordinator or commander doing his tone, it is seemingly trying to interpret to us or trying to signal to us that is it that we are trying to have a police within a police?
Yes.
Yeah, but
because multiple questions will come to our minds. No.
Because we
Because we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back to those days. We want to see things. We want to have a very simple line of communication. We have the office of the PRO there. Okay, seeing series of press releases emanating from that office.
Contagious.
Yes.
Mr. If we have the law, he said we are living in a democracy.
Yeah.
What is the Constitution saying about what the anti-crime is? They want to go on right now.
The thing is that
wait. If you are taken to court, they will never tell you versus anti-crime. They will tell you the IGP versus
this
you.
individual. Yeah.
So why should the anti-crime have a communique like this that is bearing the name anti-crime not the Gambia Police Force? We are not saying there should not be the unit who will be assigned to enforce.
We don't have a problem with
We don't have a problem.
No.
But the way the communique was written should not be written like that.
Okay.
This letter or this communique should have come from the table or the desk of the IG
Simple.
or the commander of operations Gambia Police Force. Where this is anti-crime, they fall under those people.
And press.
And if you charge them under what section are you going to charge them?
I think if at all confidence we wanted to have confidence. The letter should have said, I am directed by the IGP. Then we'll understand that the instruction is from them. What does the letter contain? We have series of questions, Prince, that are lingering in our minds, and we don't want to have anything that would be similar to what we've passed. That is why we are still making
like I said, you are entitled to your opinion in a democracy. But the thing is that we need to talk to anti-crime unit. Just like when you say that the Minister of Health spoke after the President, and I did not go. We need to understand what happened. What is the genesis behind this list before coming into conclusion? The public is free to interpret
our opinion.
Of course, you are entitled to your opinion.
Yes,
but I will not say anything without talking to the head of the anti-crime unit.
I think I'll need to
I will close this chapter. There are second things.
No,
let me just throw this slide.
You're insisting, but I can tell you that this is the reason why we come here to definitely ponder over things, and audience are definitely listening and they are making their conclusion. But quickly, let me tell you today in the morning, iAfrica was covering a lot of stories. And one of them is to understand that some lumos, are not holding. And initially, you talked about the food basket. This is an area that we don't explore much because we talk based on opinion. But, you have background on, economic and finance. I just want to ask you now, you talked about assessment before you close the border, before you ban the I mean, the lumos, what Gambians should eat for 1 week should be assessed. And yesterday, the Honorable Lawyer Dabo of the UDP also held a press conference where he said something like that. So, what is the first step to take on this? Do you have any idea?
I think it should be, as we've said, you have the Minister of Trade here. You have the Minister of Finance here. When they team up, they could quickly make an assessment and generate information and data and try to give us an insight as to what is within the country. Do we have the relevant basic commodities that could take us for a month or two? Do we have the financial muscle to help? These are things that should not take that much time for them because they have the expertise, they have the know-how.
Now, two things are involved. Yeah. The closure, public gathering is definitely banned, that everybody supports.
Yeah.
And then the other stake is the loss of income, like we have just discovered on the bars. These bars need to stop according to the order. So what is the scale of preference here?
But I think, press, we all have to agree that when a pronouncement of this come, there are, as I alluded, there are economic implications, there are health implications, there are social implications, and it goes on.
Okay. Nyaurun, the bars, if they are closed, they don't have anything because the National Assembly stops, they continue receiving salary. TRRC will continue receiving salary. But the bars and these businesses do not.
Well, now you're getting what I'm saying now. I'm telling you this. I told you yesterday. I'm still echoing it. Assess.
You live by yesterday until now.
And today, and still now you
move into the
No, tomorrow. The future is. You're talking about it. You say these people, they will receive salaries. National Assembly with recess, no recess, salaries will flow. These people who are working in these bars and these motels and brothels, if they are not working, they will not be paid. And remember, they are Gambians too. They have rights. They have families to feed. And my honorable guy Prince here is telling us hunger is more serious than coronavirus. That's why even the closure of the border, he is not in agreement with us for the border to be shut down like that. They have to assess the situation. They have to know whether they have that food basket or they have a food store or a food bank that can serve the people. What about those people whose livelihood are attached?
What's your proposal?
My proposal is, like every genuine guy will do, is let them give them time to assess. But Gambians, let me tell you, are law-abiding. Since this happened, I know some people will bear the wrath of not getting their salaries or wages because they are daily paid, some of them working in these motels and these bars. Some of the bars will automatically, they will close. But the others who don't have other option might still insist. That's why I said the language in the manner which this thing has been written is us. Gambians are very law-abiding. And they love themselves so much so that you see the panic in town. When you go out, you don't virtually see anybody.
Okay.
No, nobody, even the people who used to booze will not go to the bars to booze because they're thinking of corona. So, but I'm telling you, Gambian issues should be addressed in Gambian ways.
The order of the president cannot be defied. It is banned.
I don't want.
It has to go. So
the word you're using, I don't like the genesis of the word you use. This word, order, my friend, it's a declaration. Order. Change the order. You know why? We don't want to be thrown back to 22 years of dictatorship and these orders and these directives. My friend,
you're snatching, we give you one mic, but if you want to take 2 mics also.
We have a constitution, press.
This is Sankano.
Sankano, please go on.
President said no public gathering. What is the plan in place to enforce this?
Okay, first of all, let's talk about the bars. They already have an experience. It's in off-season. We ask them, what do they do when there's off-season? We don't have full year tourism. They work, but there's some time when they take a break. What do they do? So that experience can help them survive these 21 days. And what I'm saying, of course, maybe they have associations, they have unit. Government is listening. We may not have the resources, but there might be a package. Like, okay, we can talk to GRA to forgive maybe their tax, give them tax break, or there might be some incentives come in place, but they have to unite as an association, come forward and talk to the government their needs. But I believe that, some of them can rely on the experience they make during off-season. What do they do as plan B? It's just 21 days.
Virtually, I concur. That's why I said, in the manner in which the letter is, we are virtually in the off-season. Virtually.
So they survive during off-season without corona.
No,
so
but
that experience can
but
help
the one
them.
in Latrikunda here is no corona, is no off-season, on-season. They are always on-season.
So we definitely have to quickly come to, you want to just quickly break down, and then I'll give them one turn to wrap up.
waaw dinaa ko def briefly rek dinaa commencé si statement bi nga xamante ne mu ngi jógee si anti crime unit bi mooy benn banxaas si mbootaay bu yoree wàllub kaaraange gi ci biir réew mi ñoom ñoo génnee bataaxal pour xamal askan bi li nga xamante ni moom moo nekk bàyyi mooy comme su bëggee naan drinks wala bi ak yooyu noonu foo dee dem ñu ne loolu noonu fu mu nekk ni dañ ko dakkanal ci biir réew mi fii nii because njiiti réew mi suñ sukkandekoo nag si wax yooyu noonu njiiti réew mi ni ki démb a génnoon na pour def li nga xamante ne ni moom moo nekk joxe an order pour ñaar fukki fan ak benn public gathering mooy benn mbootaay bu mu dajee benn place so loolu noonu dafa mel ni fi mu nekk nii bàyyi ak motel si ak brotel si séntu nañ ne si biir réew mi fii nii dinañ ko daqandal ba ñaari fukki fan ak benn moo nekk bataaxal bi nga xamante ne ni jógee na si anti crime unit benn banxaas bu jógee ko si foofu noonu di ministre bu yooyu saytu wàllu karange gi ci biir réew mi ba pare tamit wax nañ fi wax yu bëree bëri comme ki nga xamante ne ni moom moo nekk prince moom mu ne pour ñu daqandal li nga xamante ne ni moom moo nekk boore bi suñu diggante ak yeneen réew yi dem ak dëkk bi dañu war a seet xayma li nga xamante ne moom mooy ñàkk bu réew mi di ñàkk si loolu noonu su nekkee ne séntu nañ ne am nañ dund bi nga xamante ne ni mun nañ koo dund si biir réew mi fii nii te duñ sonna mu ne jamono boobu noonu la ñu war a def li nga xamante ne ni moom moo nekk li nga xamante ne ni moom moo nekk close bi kii di Mr Ndiaye ak Ñawru ñoom dafa mel ni ñoom ànduñ si loolu noonu ñu ne dañ war a put in mechanisms wala sax ñu jël li nga xamante ne moom moo nekk boore bi ñu tëj boore bi pour benn nit bu mun a duggee si biir réew mi fii nii pour andi fi jàngoro bi Mr Ba.
Thank you very much. And then now I will just take a quick round, maybe one question. In the next 24 hours, what are we expecting to hear from the government, or what sort of reaction? Of course, reactions are coming and then expectations are high. What are the updates we have in mind that might pop in tonight?
I am not thinking along that line. What I am thinking along the line is that government to have policies or guidelines that would help the people to understand this pandemic as per the WHO guidelines. 1, 2, let the Ministry of Health intensify its communication, break it down to the local languages, and ensure that the people also are more sensitized to understand that we should not try to move into price hiking. Nyaur was trying to say that a mask is costing $10. No, before I came here, mask $100. I have to snap it here, keep it here. $100 is just one single one. And if I am to use 3 masks per day, is that sustainable?
It's not.
And if I am to use a hand sanitizer like this small one for a week or 2, is it sustainable? So these are things that people need to look at than hiking price unnecessarily. So government should come up with policies so that people would understand that these are not things that we should compromise, like what obtains in other parts of the world. If you increase some of these things, you go to jail straight. It's not compromise, because you cannot just put people just like a profit-making venture or fattening your purse just like that in the time of crisis. That is unacceptable. These are things that we need to put straight for the general populace to understand.
So, we just take your last word. What expectations is there on the table for you?
No, the expectations and we anticipating from the government is virtually we'll all repeat ourselves like what Mr. Njayam said. Being proactive, provide avenues where measures will be in place, beef up control points at all the border entry points, make sure that they are like people comply with the directives that are given to people there. How can you do that? Is by implementing it and beefing there with security men in uniform, so that some people are so stubborn. You will ask them to do a simple task. They will like to tell you, man, I won't do this, I won't do that, what hell, and they know what is happening. So those are things that we should, and everybody in the country also should take this as a responsibility. I will call out to businessmen. It is time for you to give back to the country. Businessmen, It's time to give back to the country of the Gambia. That all the profits you've making for 10 or 5 years, the country needs you for 21 days or 1 month. At least stop hiking prices. Sell good even at a lower price than the normal stipulated price in the market. And as I'm from a group, we have an initiative that we already started at the United Democratic Party. Okay. Our youth wing, with the support of a philanthropist.
We've to advertise the party.
No. I'm saying this is a national issue. We have a take in this. People should understand one thing. There is nowhere in the world you can take politics from all what is happening. Because people are concerned. And these people you're talking about are the people who are Gambians and they are all affiliated. What I'm saying is a gesture, and it's incumbent on us to play our part. As a party and the youth sector, we've bought how many? Over 24 big jars that what the Ministry of Health is distributing for people to be sanitizing. We'll put chlorine and these bleaches there so that people will be using it in the markets. All the key markets here. Tomorrow we are going to Serakunda market. We're doing the sensitization free with the students wing of the party, and the youth sector will fix it. Everything under our, that's something that we're doing. We ought to do it.
Good luck on this job.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to put there is Gambian issue.
You are, so you are going to go back to work tomorrow, or are you also part of the work from home? But whatever the case is, what is on government table that you can tell us tonight?
We have to work. Government has to function 24 hours, so 7 days a week. I realize the challenges is effective communication, and also the issue of border, because like I said, people are obsessed with that. Border must be closed. Yes. And like I said, we have to do, so I'd like to say some little mandinga, ka fumbadingol hansa nga hakilo tu, diamo bekeri mojama ka fo frontiero nyanta ka sorone. Bar nin susulal na tay dunta mbuo kono, hanne bunda soro. Susulal be la ron koto be duna be mbuo kono. So be kila nyari. So we already have one case in the country. What is the close of border going to do? And we don't know. We are still catching the people who came with, how many contact. We have to look at the change, how many people, maybe they already had contact with 200 people, all the passengers who landed. So this is ongoing. We already have it in the country. So coming for, janin ba fola ko me korontora ka frontiero soro, nyanta ka jibe na balua, because konkole grauta nyin kurangoti. Ni mol bula suwo kono, iman sonka iman fintino, domoro man sotono. Domoro man sotono ika fitno le mamandi olat nan mbuka koronto man sakunda te koronto la ka jibe ka fo ni abe mantora ku jumale wulla ka fo ko ka frontiero soronten fo nga nyumbol kata essence o jellebe sate kono katu ni essence o manketa molbe tala nyaade loptano kono wala be tel haajo nyimbe nu kolti nyalan ko man sakunda ante ka be korosila bar ka fo ko ka wulu ka frontiero sorombor nyum kurango airport memmo ni mo nata jay bota nyimbanko me ko kurangol bije ike mutale ye korosi tili tanni nani natela ye bula e tenten la hajola te ni ajube nyimbankol fana be nyim kurangol to liye la mol mutakan kanana o fana ben tankanal like jamane nyin tourisol ka bodame ol ko la mol kanana so ni la mol kanana hana tarantel manna airport o soro ol mol tinala so nyanta kanyim gol jubelen kana koronto an ngambadi ngol dana ni ajube sunkaro la barajo akumasta sign because nyim albala membe kerinte mol ka fengol dala fa na tarante mu jula balti wan ko ben fengol da talala saine because isi barajo soto saine mobe buka mani boto tansanno so ni te mani boto tansan imalong yar ke la bungo kono imalo ifintita ini mo kilin toto ta ye kurango nyema ibe fala libo mano tula janita domola so ladna momo nkana panike ngani hakilo samba nganyo makoy nga kol sono nya mobulu nkana ke korontoti ni abe tambilale bar ngani hadama yani samba ani hakilo ko kibar jamale be janja ka social media mo kana koronto misal fe kuno biri moli kuma ska president wala kumo fintine nkay ko moli batu folo nim president odi amta o lo koita so ni fenfe moy kana koronto yela wato ta fole mo nyin ka men ya kalamuta.
Want to throw one word, or you did already, but this was just to remind you that this was a special edition on iAfrica TV in Banjul that discussed the coronavirus. Every day we will try to bring you the latest updates as far as possible. Tonight we will stop here and then hopefully continue on our GMA morning program. You don't try to miss that one. Otherwise, iAfrica.tv is also going on. From us, Ibrahim Prespa, Bye for now.
Hey there! You must have heard about a new viral disease called COVID-19, or most popularly, coronavirus. The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. Here are some myths and facts about the coronavirus COVID-19.
Wow, Manuma Diga. Getting the coronavirus is a death sentence.
No, Lolo Digga. According to a study by the Chinese Center for Disease Control on February 18, the virus has only killed about 2.3% of the people who have contracted it.
I'm afraid that's not true as well. Bro, hale, munna ko am?
Boy, they gonna swami COVID-19. You will know.
No. How would you know, my friend? COVID-19 causes a wide range of symptoms, which might resemble those of other respiratory illnesses. Plus, it takes about 14 days before the symptoms start showing, so it would be very hard to know if you had it.
Because I heard garlic can prevent it.
Garlic is good for you, but whether it prevents the disease or not hasn't been confirmed yet.
Bro, hey, must be munula prevent from having the disease, okay? Bulna sabova. But with that said, the mask should be worn by infected people so it can cover their coughs and sneezes. It can also be worn by people taking care of and coming in close proximity with someone who's infected.
We are safe in the Gambia because they gonna heat can kill the virus. They can be more the fatanga rek.
Sister, uyuma, ken hamangu ndax tangay bi dina rey virus bi wala dedet. Right now it's too early to tell if the heat kills it because studies are just on the way. Lidar lañ aar suñ boba rek.
To keep the body in good health is a duty, and as Gambians, we know a healthy life is important to us as a country. Let us keep it that way. Please share this message with your friends and loved ones. May God continue to bless us.
Do not be scared. Just take care.
This message was brought to you by Spike Media and XT Expression.
Even if you want lampikan, you want Casper or Jibe. Coach for Phila Banta, could you feel that Casper or Sana?
What about the school with the what's the wrong Mamma Mandiba? Hello, Mamodo. Abijan drunk for Tarant. To Karimbala, Yendi man and Casper will a sign. Ha, Bantel had a penty. Yo, okay, Mabatuna. Abarka Bakayami.
Maria.
No.
Ite Momodu Matarano Bantala Banco Canyadi, like a Casper or Kini Tajan, sign.
Godo, Femalo Balu, Yakelo. ibe bantala banko kan dawo da ese kaso kilo kana gambeja ada ba tariyari nyami aba soniyari wala fana nyami
inyanta min kela dron wala ka log onto www.baluwo.com ye prepaid electricity sang min ka bonale electricity company solto min bale Gambia banko kanjang Senegal Mali Nigeria and Sierra Leone